And welcome back to another pick a card session. Welcome to She's Magic. So we are in Libra season, which is all about, the beauty of things, because Libra is ruled by the planet Venus. And today is Friday. Fridays are ruled by Venus as well. So I thought I would do a reading on divine feminine energy and to see the messages that come through for you during this beautiful feminine energy, and to see how you can step more into your divine feminine energy, especially when it comes to relationships, matters of the heart. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. First of all, I'd like to show you here we have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. So the first stone here is labradorite. I always get that's a tongue twister for me. We have lapis lazuli, amethyst, and rose quartz. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to meditate on the cards, take a few deep breaths, exhale, and let your intuition guide you towards the pile that resonates with you the most. Okay, we'll begin. Okay, welcome back. If you chose pile 1, it was because you were drawn to this beautiful piece of labradorite. I'm hacking it up, but you know what I'm talking about. Now this stone is all about being the stone of magic. It also awakens your awareness, your level of awareness, and your awareness of your inner spirit and your intuition. I don't know, you can see like how beautiful. Now these crystals were provided by Lucky and Love Crystals. They work with manifesting moon magic. You can find the crystals at luckyandlovecrystals.com, and you can find the planner at over on Amazon, but you can also go to celiasasser.com and you will see them there, but you order them on Amazon. So this stone is really beautiful. It's just known as the stone of magic. So if you are questioning about, what you really want in your life, maybe coming around like relationships and how you want to feel in your life, because this Age of Aquarius energy is all about the divine feminine energy. And so there's a part of you that wants to feel more awakened, knowing yourself more, and being connected to spirit, being guided by spirit. Okay, so if that sounds like something that you have been thinking about, this might be the reason why you gravitated towards pile number 1. So I'm going to go ahead and start with your oracle cards. I'm using the Goddess Power cards because this is all about the divine feminine energy oracle cards. And I also have, it's the wisdom. This card here is the wisdom of the hidden realms. This card is the wisdom of hidden realms. So I'm going to do something a little different because I do believe that there's a powerful message. So I really am going to read from the book with these oracle cards to really help you understand why you chose this and the message that Spirit has for you during this time of beauty and femininity and just feeling sensual and wanting to connect to your heart. Okay, so what you got is you got the goddess Gaia. I love this card. It's so beautiful. And she is represents Earth, right? So right away, I feel like you're wanting to experience a newness. Whether this is in a new relationship or a relationship that you are in, you're wanting more growth, more of a transformation. This is a general read. So for some of you, it might pertain to children, wanting to have children. But this is about wanting to be connected to your surroundings and knowing that when you connect to yourself inwards, that everything looks different externally, that you feel more abundant. It's wanting that abundant feeling. So I'm going to read. I'm going to put this here. I will read from the book just so I can, let you know what the book exactly says, because I'm reading the card intuitively, and that's what I'm picking up for my pile wands. So in the book, it says that being grounded, slowing down, and remaining present in your body is the message the Greek goddess Gaia has for you right now. Perhaps you've spent too much time in your head lately and have not taken as good care of yourself as you would have liked. Get into the rhythm. Make sure you get enough sleep. Commit to spending more time in nature. Eat sustainably with conscious awareness. Gaia is the earth mother of all life. Gaia, the earth mother of all life, invites you to pay attention to your body, for you are a creature of the earth as well as spirit. You are a part of this living earth, which is the foundation for all of life that has a physical form. What form does your life take? This is a perfect time to take a closer look to ensure you are happy with it. You are also asked to examine the foundation of what you are building now. Does it feel solid and stable? Now is the perfect time to focus on stability and security, ensuring you move forward in a grounded way. The goddess Gaia reminds you that the earth is the playground for conscious manifestation, so be respectful of this truth. Yes, so that's exactly what I was talking about, is wanting that rebirth, that new level of awareness, and being connected to your surroundings, being grounded. Also, this is about giving birth. So we are in a heightened time in October. So the planner that is available right now is for the last quarter, which begins October 1st. October 1st, or October, the month of October, is it's heightened with manifestation. It is a time of bringing things to fruition. So if you don't have a system like Manifesting Moon Magic, I would recommend that you get a copy, because it keeps you in tune with your body, as well as, if you're too much in your head, and helping you manifest what you truly want. And this could be, in your love life as well, being connected to yourself more, so that you're calling in a stronger and deeper love than what you've had in the past. And if you are in a relationship, because you are desiring this transformation, wanting to feel something new, it always begins with you. It begins with what you are changing and transforming internally, which then manifests in the external. So I'm also hearing that, it's a good time for you to get out in nature. I'm looking at these fall leaves in her headpiece. You can see here in her headpiece, she has these. Let's see if I can get closer. Maybe I can focus it a little bit for you. Okay, yeah, you can see she has, fall leaves in her hair. And so maybe you might want to decorate, bringing in earth elements into your home, planting something in outside. If you don't have a yard, maybe adding flowers or the fall leaves, like creating an altar and adding your fall decor is what I'm hearing. But it's really this connection of wanting to feel grounded in your surroundings. And it's that you can see that she's carrying child, so it's that element of surprise, right? That we want to feel like something new is happening in our lives, and we have this anticipation, right? Because we know that what is about to happen, what is about to come into our lives is going to be exciting. It's that feeling of passion, right? So that is stepping into your divine feminine energy, is connecting with nature. And let me see if I can refocus. There we go. Stepping into nature and just getting back to who you are, your true essence. And for my pile ones, I really feel that when you are in nature, that is when you feel your most feminine, when you're connected to the earth. So let's go and see what the next card is. You got the Wise Woman of Wonderland, integrity, compromise. So for my pile ones, I see the Wise Woman of Wonderland. Again, it feels very much so connected to nature. As you can see, she's sitting on a mushroom, and there's a rabbit here, and she's out in the forest, and she has her magic wand. And it's just that element of magic that surrounds this reading for my pile ones, with the stone that you picked. And it being the stone of magic. It's just wanting that feeling, right? That intoxicating feeling of something that really feels new. It's awakening you, is what you're truly desiring. I am going to read from the Wisdom of Hidden Realms, so I can give you exactly what the card means. So let's see here. Okay. The Wise Woman of Wonderland brings integrity to thought, word, and deed. She lets you know that as long as you are in flow of honesty and being true to your word, she keeps you under her protection and care. When she appears as your ally, she signals a time when honesty pays off, yielding greater dividends than you expected. You'll be thankful that you that you remained faithful and loyal to your path. She reminds you that compromise isn't always an option. Stay true to yourself first and foremost. Although it may appear that you could lose something as a result, you can never lose what is truly yours. So for my pile ones, what I'm hearing is this element of when you go inwards and you learn about who you are and what you want and what lights you up, and all the magic that happens in the spiritual realm of really understanding who you are, that is when you are going to have this transformation. That is when you are going to feel the most connected to your authentic self. That is when synchronicity will begin, and this relationship, whether you're calling in a relationship or you're in a relationship, is going to spark something new, something magical, and it's going to be aligned with who you are as long as you are true to self. You don't try to shape shift yourself into what the other person wants or what the other person expects, because a lot of times women will approach, not all women, but you know, a lot of times we come in not feeling like we're enough. And so then we want to look a certain way or have certain things in place before we feel like we are worthy of the relationship. Also, if you are in a relationship and you're feeling like it's kind of fizzling out, you might be trying to change aspects of yourself, thinking that maybe this person's going to love you more. And what Spirit wants you to know is that when somebody falls in love with you, they fall in love with your heart first. So if you're I'm really hearing there's a lot of critical thoughts, we're our worst critic. And so maybe when you look in the mirror, you pick yourself apart, or, thinking that maybe there's something wrong with you and why you don't have the connection that you want, or, it's like because you want something new, you want something to spark and feel the magic. Sometimes we think it's external. We think that if, our bodies look different, or, we don't, we start doing cosmetic things to ourselves. And, again, it's all plays back into the media and, what is viewed as being beautiful. And it is changing. And so it is this natural beauty is what Spirit is saying. It is your truest essence when you're comfortable in your own skin and you feel your most confident. For some reason, I don't know why this is coming up, but I just recently watched the movie when I was on vacation in Orlando. I Feel Pretty. And so for some reason, Spirit is bringing that up to me. And so if you haven't watched the movie, I Feel Pretty, maybe you might want to watch it, because I love how it's just your thoughts. It's your thought. And when you switch it and you feel your most confident, it's when you are the most attractive. It is not something that is wrong with you that you need to change externally in order to have the magic back. Okay. So for my pile ones, again, this is a general reading, but if this resonates with you, what Spirit really wants you to know, it's your natural beauty, your inner core of who you are is the essence of you. It is your true divine feminine energy. It is your authentic self. It is the beauty that what I just got is beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And I do find that that is so true, because if you look around, like there is always someone for somebody. And this comparison society that we live in is really detrimental to how we feel about ourselves. And what Spirit wants you to know is it's just like when you go out into nature and you look at your surroundings and how beautiful everything is, even the what has little flaws, I like a tree trunk that has flaws in it. It's you still find beauty in it. And so that's where Spirit wants to remind you that beauty is in the imperfections, not to always have to feel so perfect all the time. And whenever we are going after this unrealistic version for ourselves, we're out of alignment, right? We're not coming from a place of integrity because we're denying our true self. Now, I know this is a deep message, but we are talking about divine feminine energy. And Spirit really wants you to get this, because your truest happiness is in self-acceptance. So for my pile ones, this is really what Spirit wants you to hear, is that your happiness lies in self-acceptance. The magic happens with self-acceptance. Your inner spirit is always guiding you intuitively to what brings you the most joy. So if you do not have this crystal, I recommend working with it. It will open up your third eye and your throat chakra, and really connect you to your inner spirit, the magic, the spiritual realm of who you are, the magic that awaits you. So let's go ahead and move on to your tarot cards. I know that was a deep message, but these readings are going to be pretty deep because it's very important that we learn how to honor who we are in our divine feminine essence. This isn't masculine, it's not male or female. It is that softness, that yin and yang. This is the softness of who we are, because in this world, we always feel like we have to protect ourselves and be in the masculine quite a bit, because we just don't know what's going to happen next, right? So we always have our guard up. And so the softness of letting go and trusting and surrendering is in the divine feminine energy of nurturing yourself and stepping into your beauty where you are right now. Not saying I will feel beautiful when I am X, Y, and Z. I am beautiful now. My soul, my compassion, my heart, the person that I am today is worthy of this divine feminine energy. Okay, so let's go ahead. Yeah, we've got strength. Again, what I was just talking about, of being in the masculine energy. So you might be a Leo watching this, but you might feel like it's very hard for you to step into your divine feminine energy because you've had to always protect yourself, right? Like you have always been the responsible one. You had to grow up a lot quicker than your peers around you. You didn't have that soft place to fall. And so because of that, you grew armor, and your armor is blocking you from what you truly want. And I feel sadness, excuse me, I feel sadness in this reading, because you have so much to offer the world. And if you could just trust that and soften and put that armor down and trust that through the inner work, through tapping into your inner self and having healthy boundaries and really connecting to your soul, it is when you will live and manifest everything that you truly desire, your heart desires. Because you can see with this strength card, she's on, on the lion's head, and she's confident. And she knows that she will always be taken care of, okay? And so that's where the divine feminine energy comes in, when you trust it, when you trust that you are protected by the universe, that the universe is always supporting you. Then you can let go a little bit, because I do feel like, your heart is really protected, right? There's that fear of letting people in. So I'm going to move this up a little bit so we can get this in here. So, I just, during this Venus energy for my pile ones, please make it a point to do something for yourself, to show yourself some love, right? Whether it is taking a bath and putting rose petals in and lighting a candle and, you know, having a nice glass of wine, or if you don't drink alcohol, you know, a nice herbal tea, just really giving back to yourself. And, you know, I am going to always refer back to Manifesting Moon Magic Planner Journal, because that is the reason why I created it, was because it was so important for me for women to find their magic again. That's the whole reason why I do what I do. It is to work with women and help them awaken their divine feminine, to awaken their magic, and to really trust that whatever they want is truly theirs, right? I'm going to move this up so we can see this a little bit better. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get everything in the shot. Okay, maybe if I put them over here, there we go. You can see them a little bit better. Okay. All right, so let's move on to your next tarot card. We've got the High Priestess. Yes, again, this is trusting in your intuition, knowing that how you feel, how you've been guided, to trust that, to step into this energy. And, you know, with using the connecting back to the moon phases, using the magic of the moon, her cycle follows our women's menstrual cycle. Okay, so we're so connected to her cycle. And this is really calling you to connect, to get back in sync, right? Get back in sync with the moon phases. And because we're in this waning energy, it is all about strengthening your intuition. It is connecting to your true essence. It is believing in your beauty and surrounding yourself with beautiful things, because we're in this Libra energy. The moon phases is also, you know, connecting us back to how to live our lives more in a divine feminine cycle than to always be in our masculine doing energy. Okay, because you can see the contrast here with the Strength card. You have the Sun. So the Sun is always taking action, being in your masculine. And with the Priestess, the High Priestess card, you know, she's connected with the moon. You know, you can see she has a crescent moon in her hand, and she is connected with, so she's dropping into her divine feminine energy. What do we have? And we have the World card. Wow, this is beautiful. This is a really beautiful. So it's when you trust that, what Spirit wants you to know is when you let down your armor and you start trusting yourself, and you go inwards and you connect with nature, and you are highly integral to who you are, your authentic self. The world is yours. The world is your oyster, is, you know, what I'm hearing with the World card. For some of my pile ones, I'm hearing that you might be traveling somewhere. Maybe there is somewhere that you're wanting to go, and you know, and it could be around a long distance relationship, but there's that fear and not trusting. And that's where, when you trust your intuition, when you drop into your heart and you feel it in your body will always tell you, will tell you where you should be going, what you should be doing, because your intuition is always guiding you. And today is Friday, which is all about connecting to your intuition. It's about, and the waning energy is also about your intuition. And I had done a video earlier talking about Fridays are ruled by the planet Venus, and it's all about also with being in the waning gibbous energy, about trusting your intuition. And so you are doing that when you came for this reading because you are testing intuitively. And so you will know if this reading resonates with you because your intuition is guiding you. Like if you feel what I'm feeling, then you know that this message is for you because your intuition is telling you. And so Spirit wants you to know when you trust yourself and you trust the inner guidance of what you truly want, because your spirit will always show you the contrast, right? But this beautiful piece of rose quartz here. I want to get some clarifiers here on this strength card and the high priestess in the world, because you got all major arcana. So you're really you might have been doing some of the inner work, and you are going through a transformation, and it's scaring you because maybe I like to say that when we go through a transformation, it's like the phoenix rising. So there has to be the ashes first. So it's that discomfort first, that feeling, until we rise again. And so for my pile ones, that might be what you're experiencing right now. And you're just wanting to be in your element, in your essence, and feeling good, and just being able to like spread your wings is what I'm hearing. It's stepping, I'm looking at the butterfly in the goddess Gaia's headpiece. And it is that feeling good about who you are and not having to hide parts of you to please other people is what I'm hearing. So let's get a clarifier for the strength card. What does my pile ones need to hear about this strength card? What is the message, the underlying message here? Can we get a clarifier, please, Spirit? One card for my pile ones. Okay, I'll take a deep breath. Just one card, Spirit. One card for the clarifier for the strength card. But yeah, it's letting go of this armor and just one card, please, Spirit. One card. Clarifier. Okay, here we go. Yeah. So you got the Ace of Cups, security, helping hand. Again, that is that clarifier of, the strength gives you a sense of security, just like I was talking about earlier. And what Spirit wants you to know is that when you surrender, you can see here in this card, you can see that there is a dove here with the wings, that Spirit is going to give you a gift. This is a cup of love, okay? Spirit's trying to offer you this gift, this cup of love. But because of past hurts and your armor is on, you're creating resistance around it. So when you drop into your divine feminine energy and know that all is well, then Spirit can give you this gift, because this cup is overflowing. So whatever this is, whether you're in a relationship or you're calling in a new relationship, or this is a relationship that you have your eyes on, or if it is the relationship with yourself, because of the stone that represents your inner spirit and awakening your awareness. What Spirit wants you to know is that when you awaken to that and you soften, that's when the floodgates open, right? That's when your heart is overflowed. That's when you feel the magic. That's when everything just seems to feel more at ease, right? It just feels easier to be you, okay? So let's move on and get the clarifier for this high priestess energy. What do my pile ones need to know about this high priestess energy? And if this resonates with you, please leave a comment down below this video. It helps with the algorithm. Too many cards, Spirit. It helps other people get my video. Also, if you could like and subscribe, it lets the SEOs know that what I'm creating, the content I'm creating is good content. And so they share it with other people. I would really appreciate that. Okay, so we've got the 9 of Cups. And yeah, okay. So again, this is what I was talking about with this high priestess energy where spirit really wants you to step in. That will bring you contentment. That is your 9 of Cups. Trusting that whatever you experienced in the past with this 3 of Swords, there's deception and heartbreak, okay? Whatever you experienced in the past is no longer yours to hold anymore. That when you start trusting yourself again, trusting in your intuition, knowing that you've learned from whatever those past hurts were, and you're ready to trust yourself and go inward and really tap into your truest essence, that divine feminine energy of how you want to be loved, that is when the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups is right there for you. So it is in the softening. Spirit is bringing this to my attention. And the reason why you're having a hard time trusting your intuition is because of this deception, because of this heartbreak. But know that hurt people hurt people. That's what Spirit, just that saying came. So it's knowing that you're not broken, okay? You were never broken. It is because this person that you trusted hurt you because they were hurt, okay? And you were always coming from a place of your heart being open. And so I know that that's why the armor is there. That's where, you know, like I got really emotional because I could feel the sadness. And the sadness is of trusting others, right? It's of trusting that when you give your heart to someone, they're going to protect it, right? They're going to cherish it. They're going to give you the 9 cups because you gave them your cup, right? So your cup of love and their 9 cups create that 10 of Cups energy. And because you got the swords instead, where this is all mind games. So whoever this person was really played a lot of mind games, put you in your head, made you feel like I keep going back looking at this card of Mother Gaia. And so she is beautiful, right? And so I really feel your energy is just being so beautiful. But because this person got in your head with these swords energy and really just, you know, stabbed your heart, it's hard for you to let go and release the armor and get back into your divine feminine energy. It's almost like the fear of when you are free to express yourself the fullest, like a butterfly, just going through the transformation. There's fear around it because this person with these swords really got in your head. Like I feel like this person is a master manipulator. Like anytime you feel good, they say something just to knock you off your throne again. Whenever you're in that queen energy, like they can't stand it to see you do well, if that makes sense. But you are the high priestess. All right, you are the high priestess. Spirit wants you to know that. Okay, let's get clarifier on this world card. What do you have for my pile ones, Spirit? What do they need to know about this world card? you want all of these cards? I'm going to go with all of these cards. I really don't take this many cards, but there is a message here and I need to give it to you. So again, this is a general read. So take what resonates and leave the rest. This is not a one-on-one. If it was a one-on-one, then I could be more specific, but I will be as specific as the cards will allow. Okay, so for my pile ones, like going back to the Leo energy, you could be a Leo, you could have Leo rising, Leo moon. But again, it is this beautiful energy of like the Queen of Wands. You can see she has the sunflower. She has the wand with a flower growing here. She has her familiar at her foot. She is such a generous soul. It goes with this Mother Gaia energy. And I really feel like for my pile ones, that is your true essence. Your true essence is joy. Your true essence is like childlike almost, and feeling good that when you're in nature, just very playful, because like the color yellow, it does represent your solar plexus. So that is your confidence, your I am. But she's confident, but she is also connected, right? So there's a difference of being confident with your armor on and being confident with feeling good and being joyful and being able to express yourself without fear. Okay, that is that divine feminine essence. So for my pile ones, I see that you are very playful, that you love nature, and there are things about you that you hide because you don't want to be made fun of, or you don't think people will get you, or the person that that you're wanting to call in. But know that when you are your authentic self, I'm going to go back to this integrity card and not compromising. That is when you truly call somebody in your life that is in alignment for you, because you are being you. When we put on masks, we attract people that are attracted to the mask. And then we realize that we really don't like that person because we're not a match. But you were a match because you pretended with a mask to be the person that they wanted, or what other people told you you should want. Okay. So the world comes in when you understand that the world is within you. Then we've got this, this is a cup of love coming in, okay? And this is a new love. So for my pile ones, there is new love coming in, whether you're in a relationship and maybe it's going to be new love, or you're leaving a relationship and you're inviting in new love, or this is you like finding yourself again and falling in love with you again. This is a cup, one cup, which represents emotions and our heart. It's being given to you. And that could be you giving it to yourself, because also this is about confidence. Okay, confidence in believing that you're deserving of this love. Going back to this Queen of Wands energy. And then we've got Eight of Wands, which is about communication and it coming in quickly. So whoever this Knight of Wands is, they're going to come in quickly and they're going to communicate how they feel about you. And if you are not letting go of the armor and softening and being in your divine feminine and not in this protective energy of worrying about your heart being broken, of deception, it's going to come in quickly. Because we've got this card here, the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is like, because it's new and you're looking over your shoulder again, referring back to this deception. It's like you're looking over going, can I trust? Can I trust this person? Can I trust that they're going to be gentle with my heart? Can I trust them? And that's why you're looking over your shoulder and you're holding onto this sword, because swords is all about mind, intellect, being in your thoughts, being in your head. So you haven't dropped in your heart, because your head, your thoughts are telling you, like, do you need to watch out for those swords again? Those swords are no longer going to affect you when you trust your intuition, when you step into your high priestess energy, when you go and be the Queen of Wands, when you trust in being confident of who you are. That is when the World card is yours, because what you got is the Sun card. There's a lot of Leo energy in this reading. I keep going back to that, but there is a lot of Leo energy. So look on your natal chart to see if you have a Leo in your chart. But again, Leo is all about joy, because yellow is joy. It is being childlike. Because you can even see this little child on the horse and all these sunflowers. It's like letting down your guard and like running through a field of sunflowers and just being playful. It's just like that lights up your soul. You are joy, is what I'm hearing. And so for my pile ones, it is this deception that is blocking you from this. And when you trust in who you are, in your truest essence, your truest form, it's when you will be at peace with stepping into your divine feminine. Okay, because your divine feminine is playful energy, being in nature. It's really beautiful. It's very lighthearted. I'm feeling very lighthearted energy. And, you know, the sadness I was feeling coming in, it's like, I don't feel it anymore. It's lifted up and it feels really good. But it is when you go inwards and you journal, like going back to the manifesting moon magic, when you journal, when you go inwards and you do self-discovery, and like when those emotions come up, you need to ask why and where is it coming from in order to heal it, because we always like to push things. And I feel like there's been deception around you. The people that you thought you could trust the most have been the ones that have really hurt you the most, is what I'm hearing. What's on the bottom of the deck? Yeah, the Fool. This is a new beginning, new birth, right? We've got the Mother Gaia, she's giving birth. This is a new journey. This is like, you know, think of the Fool. The Fool is happy. They travel light. They're innocent. They're exploring. They just feel good, right? And they're ready to experience something new, something fresh, something magical, okay? Yeah. Okay, so that's all I have for my pile ones. I hope this resonated with you. And again, if it did, please leave a comment, or you know, and like and subscribe to my channel. This really helps me. And then that way I can show up and give you more readings. But for my pile ones, I'm wishing you so much magic. And until next time, blessings. Hello and welcome back. This reading is for those of you that picked the lapis lazuli stone, pile 2. If you were drawn to this beautiful stone, it is the stone of Cleopatra. It's where it was a sought out stone. You can see that there's flecks of gold in this stone. It is a deep self knowledge, a wise stone. It is a deep inner knowing, right? It's this since this reading is about divine feminine energy, it is this wise woman, okay, like Cleopatra, where she knows her truest core, her value, who she is, where she's come from. Okay, so if that resonates with you, that's probably why you picked lapis lazuli. So let's go ahead and move forward with your reading. I'm going to start with the oracle cards. I am going to read from the book for the oracle cards because this is a very important reading. We are in Libra season, which is ruled by Venus. Today is Friday, which is ruled by the planet Venus as well. So it is about really stepping into your core essence of who you are. It is showing up for your life, being comfortable with who your authentic being is. Okay, so this is a very important reading, and Spirit is going to have some messages, powerful messages for you to shift you, whatever is going on, and to help you with this energy. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the goddess of power. And so you got goddess Hestia and the goddess of home. So this is really beautiful. So for my pile twos, I do believe that home makes you happy, right? It's like there's a lot of purple around her, and it's just this feeling of content when your family and all of your home life order are in order. Your home life is in order, you feel at your best. Okay, so you know, everyone connects to different things in their life with their divine feminine energy, what brings them most joy. And for you, it is your home. So you love a beautiful home. You love to be surrounded by beautiful things. You like to adorn yourself with beautiful things. That is when you feel in your truest divine feminine energy. And so when there is feeling of restriction with being able to spend the money that you want on things for yourself or your home, it really it affects you. And it's not because you're a materialistic person. It is just because your home brings you great joy. It is when you feel like Cleopatra. You know, you can even see she's got this beautiful headpiece, and her third eye is adorned with coins. And so it is that beautiful energy of, you know, being the queen of your castle. Okay, so I'm going to read from the book so I can give you more information on this goddess. Let's see. Okay, so it says, being at home in your own skin is what the Greek goddess of the hearth, Hestia, offers you today. When you are in alignment with your truest self, it is like everything you do suddenly fits and feels right. Now is the time to also look into your domestic environment, making sure you are surrounded by beautiful things, exactly what I was talking about. That you're surrounded by beautiful things that have a special positive meaning to you. Cleaning, tending house, and taking care of simple things are what is called for now. Chop wood and carry water, as the Zen koan puts it. The answers to the big questions come of their own accord when you're focused on the small tasks. The goddess of Hestia reminds you that when you are at home in yourself, you are at home in the world. So again, what I was talking about is like your surroundings, being surrounded by beautiful things makes you feel at home. It is when you feel like you're at your true essence. So Spirit is saying, start tending to your home. Get rid of some clutter, get rid of things that don't bring you joy anymore. This is a perfect time with fall coming in. The fall energy brings in manifestations, and so October is all about manifesting. And because the veil is thin during this time of year, we manifest more quickly. And so and we manifest on the material realm. That is why manifesting moon magic is the perfect planner, because you can get clear on those intentions of what it is that you want to call in. Describe it and feel it and know. And then also, I do give you reminders about decluttering and even your sacred space, some things to bring into your space. And if you don't have an altar, I am really hearing that it's time for you to create an altar, a goddess altar, and adding some gold to the altar with flowers and some purple. And really just, it's about self-love and giving back to yourself. And so while you're revamping your house, your home, Spirit is saying that you should be carving out a sacred space for yourself, that you're giving back to yourself. And so, in our sacred space, it could be time for prayer, for meditation, to journal, and to discover about who we are, and to sit with ourselves and really dive deep. And that's why, if you haven't gotten your copy of Manifesting Moon Magic, it's the perfect tool to help you stay connected to your divine feminine energy. So let me go ahead and go with the next. The next card you got is the Lady of Gift. Generosity, receiving, or withholding. And so, yes, again, you've got this card with purple, and it's surrounded by gold. And it's just very opulent, energy. And this is that generous energy, and being generous, but also receiving. So when you are generous, but then you receive also, that is when you are in your truest divine feminine energy. Okay, because the moon teaches us receptivity, and women, we have a hard time receiving. And so this is when you're at your core, when you're in that. It is almost like, I'm looking at this beautiful lapis lazuli. It is almost that energy of deserving, right? It's like, you're the goddess, you deserve it, damn it. And I'm the queen of my castle, and I'm not a peasant in this house. I'm not going to clean up after you. I'm not going to go around and pick up your crumbs and pick up your mess. Like, that's what I'm hearing. It's like, you want to be the queen of your castle, and everybody be responsible for their stuff. Okay. So this is a general reading, but that's just what energy I got. It's like your divine feminine energy. When you step in that at your core, it's when you feel good in your home, and everything is in its place, and it smells good, and it feels good. And like, when you cook a meal, like, that makes you feel good. When you can serve a nice something that you've created, it's like pouring into that you're very generous in the home. Okay. Anything that has to do with domestic skills, like, you're just very generous, is what I'm hearing. And so that is your divine feminine energy. That is what aligns you. But how we get out of alignment is when we start over giving and we forget to give to ourselves. So then that's when resentment happens. Okay. So for my pile twos, really take a look at who you are, the wisdom that you bring, because you know to your core that you are the queen, like that Cleopatra energy. You know that you bring gifts to others, whether it's in the words that you speak, or the food that you create, or the home that you decorate. Like that is your core. But I'm just hearing for some of my pile twos is that maybe there's been someone in your life, whether you're single or you're married or you're in a relationship, but I just feel like there was a time where you were made to believe like you were a peasant, like because you enjoyed the domestic arts, that you were taken advantage of. Like I'm thinking of the thing that comes up is the old woman who lives in a shoe. I don't know why that popped in my head, but for my pile twos, it is kind of that where, you know, you can be a domestic goddess. Just because you love your home and you like it to be clean doesn't mean that now you're like a domesticated, you know, this old, I'm trying to like the words that are coming in for me. It's just like I'm getting this picture of like this peasant woman next to the hearth and, you know, putting in logs, and she's busy working, cooking in the kitchen, and she's got to serve everyone. And, you know, she's just more of the servant in the house. So this is going to relate to some of you, not all of you, but again, this is a general reading. So let's just move on to what your tarot cards have to say. So we've got the Empress. Again, that's what I was talking about. You have that Empress energy. This is your divine feminine energy, is to be treated like an empress because you're highly, highly creative. For my pile twos, you create, like you make magic in the home, you make magic in the kitchen. Anything you touch turns to gold. And you love that part of yourself. But when you get overlooked because you love those things as being, you know, like this domestic creature, like coming from a negative point, right? Like you want to be in your Empress energy, like you love making things beautiful, and that's what brings you your most joy. That is when you are in your divine feminine energy. Okay, so let's just see what the next. You've got the Hierophant. A lot of purple here, a lot of royalty energy. So for my pile twos, because you are very wise, you enjoy being in your home alone. Like you need your alone time. For my pile twos, you're highly empathic. So I see your psychic abilities here. You are very spiritual, very wise, and very connected. A lot of purple Empress energy. So know that that is who you are at your core. Your divine feminine energy is the person that loves magic, but also loves time alone. Like that, those are the most meaningful times for you, is when you can sit in your own thoughts. And for my pile twos, you probably love, you love reading books. You probably love like fantasy fiction movies, all things about magic. And, you know, it's like that because you love those things. Maybe, you know, it's like you feel misunderstood, but that is who you are at your core. You are the Empress in your own movie. And so when you step in that energy and you give and you receive, because I really am hearing for my pile twos, the reason why you are feeling this resentment is because you don't know how to receive. It's so easy for you to give. But when it comes to receiving, you're like, oh, no, I'm okay. Oh, everything's fine. No, I don't need anything. No, you just go, you just sit there. I'm fine. I'm fine. And then you don't take the help. Okay. Somebody offers even to do little tasks for you. You're like, no, I'm good. I'm good. But you're not, because you're not in your Empress energy. So for very specific message, but Spirit wants my pile twos to understand that when someone is offering to do something for you, something nice for you, that is Spirit intervening, trying to get you back into your receiving energy. Because if you're feeling like there's this disconnect, like your hose has a kink in it and you love having a beautiful home, but you're not able to invest in the things that you want, it is because you are not in the receptive mode, because everything is cyclical. Everything in life on this planet goes in a cycle. That's why I connect with the moon phases. That's why I teach you how to connect with the moon phases, is because when you connect with the cycle, you know when it's time to give and receive. And the moon teaches us about receptivity. And so if you have a hard time receiving, then you put that kink in your hose and you're giving all the time. And so there's this imbalance, right? It's like, how much do I have to give before I can receive? Well, you first need to learn how to receive, and it's receiving in the smallest things. You know, it could be a compliment. It could be someone saying, I'll go to the store for you. Let me move this, whatever it is for you. Let me help you. Any kind of thing, anything as simple. You could be out at the grocery store and somebody says, no, you go first. And then you go, no, you go first. Okay. That is everything that's being shown to you in your external world is because Spirit is trying to show you where you are out of alignment. So that's very specific. And we've got the moon card. Wow. Okay, we got a lot of major arcanas here. Beautiful reading, a lot of purples and pinks. Like, this is such a gorgeous reading. You're such a gorgeous human being. And, you know, the moon is about receptivity again. So it's you love your alone time, and that's when you feel your best. But when you're around more people, sometimes you don't trust your intuition. But intuitively, you already know what brings you joy. Like, you know that being in your home, being surrounded in beautiful things. And that I just got this message for someone, you know, again, this is a general reading, but for some of you, maybe you feel guilty about loving beautiful things. Like, maybe you know, you were told it's bad to be materialistic, and materialistic does not mean that you're shallow. It just means you see beauty in objects. You might also be a collector of things. There's a lot of golds and pinks and purples, like very opulent. And so you like the finer things in life. And you know, maybe one of your blocks from that is because people have told you it's not good to like the finer things in life, or you'll never be able to afford those things. But you know that at your core, when you're living in the home that you want to live, and you're driving the car you want to drive, and you adorn your body with the clothes you want to wear and the jewelry you want to wear, and your hair is done and your nails done, and you smell good, like you feel so good, right? You feel like the Empress. And there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. So it's a big chunk of rose quartz here. I'm going to get some clarifiers on these major arcanas and see if there's anything else that's coming through for my pile down. Did I read this card? I'm getting ahead of myself. No, I'm going to read this card because I forgot to read the Lady of the Gift, because there's another message in here. So it says that the Lady of the Gift brings a message of tithing to be your ally. She requires you to look at the nature and the method of your giving to others. The world is your church, and you only need to distribute 10% of your wealth to others to ensure that the flow continues. Again, we were talking about that kink, that receiving, giving and receiving. Yet, this doesn't necessarily mean giving money away, nor does it imply a direct action of charity, even though the tradition of tithing is material. In fact, the kind of tithing the lady asks of you isn't tangible or material at all. She's asking you to look at all human beings as important. She's asking you to look at all human beings as important in the divine scheme of things and show others that you believe in them. Pay attention to how you treat people and be mindful of your perception, even of seemingly poor strangers. If you see others as successful and abundant and act as if you believe they have value, blessings all around are assured. Your belief in others has great value than you could fathom. This alone guarantees your success long term. Remember that you can only keep what you are willing to give. So again, talking about this material, like I was just saying, how you've been taught, like there's a part of you that feels bad for wanting abundance and wanting, opulence in your life. And there is that stigma out there that people that are wealthy are greedy. And so this is one of your blocks, right? From stepping into owning who you are at your truest core, which is this Empress energy, because there is that shame around it. And because you love the domestic arts, there is resentment because you see that you're being taken advantage of. And so what Spirit is saying is that when you come from a generous heart of giving compliments to others and praising them for little things that they do, they'll do more for you. That's what I'm hearing here, because it's revolved around the home. So you might have children, my pile twos, you might have roommates, because again, this is a general read, but you feel like, that you're not getting help right around. And so there's that resentment, but also I hear that whenever the people around you try to do something like you could, because this is your essence, this is who you are the goddess of home, you critique them, like whatever they do is not good enough. They didn't fold the towel right, they didn't put the dishes away where they're supposed to be, they didn't clean the mirror right, or whatever. It's like these little things. And so the people around you are like, well, if you think you can do it better, then do it better. And you're not getting the help that you want. This is very specific. Again, this is a general read. But for my pile twos, if you're experiencing that, that is what Spirit wants you to know, that when you compliment others for where they are now in the small tasks that they do, you will get that 3 times fold, right? You'll get what you really are wanting to receive. Okay, so let me just get some clarity cards, clarifying cards on this Empress energy, Spirit. What do my pile 2 need to know about their Empress energy? That's too many cards. One card, please, Spirit. What does pile 2 need to know about this Empress energy? What is this Empress energy all about? What do they need to know? Okay. 2 cards. Okay, yeah. So this Empress energy, again, it is about stability and feeling like you're on your throne, right? It is this creative energy, but it helps you when you're at your most creative. That's when you feel more stable. Okay, so just like wanting to retreat by alone, retreat alone in your own space, and go inwards. You also feel a sense of security when your home is, everything is in place. This is when you are able to be your most authentic, because what you have here is the 7 of Swords. So this is the energy of like somebody copying you or somebody stealing from you, or you feel like you have to look over your back because, there's no trust there. So for my pile 2s, because you are highly creative and your foundation is about creativity, I'm hearing for that, be careful about what you share with some people, okay? Because there's somebody here that's jealous of you, all right? So this is where that, when I was talking about the guilt of, liking a nice home and the finer things in life, there's someone around you that speaks ill will about you. And so that is why you, even though that's who you are at your core, that is what lights you up, and that is your divine feminine energy, you resist it because of what other people are saying. Maybe they're saying you're materialistic, or you only think about yourself, but when you are in alignment in your divine feminine energy, and your home supports you, and the things, like I said, it's just that opulence lifestyle, you are the most generous person. So this really hurts your feeling for somebody to make you feel like, because you like the finer things, that there's something wrong with you, or you can't trust people or tell them, because they're not going to be very nice, right? So just Spirit wants you to know that when your foundation is at its strongest, right? When you don't care about what other people think, and you do you, is what I'm hearing, that you're not going to worry about what these naysayers are saying about you, or the jealousy, or it's like, I feel like it's like, even if you try simple things, like maybe you're wearing your hair different, or you wear eyelashes, or just things that make you feel good, because that's who you are. There's someone around you that is making you feel like you're like superficial, or and this is jealousy. Okay, so don't let the jealousy take you out from who you are in your divine feminine energy, because it's beautiful. This is real, this is royalty. Okay, so I'm also hearing this for my pile 2s. You might have been a queen in your past life, because even with this Cleopatra stone and all of this purple, I'm really hearing, again, this is a general read, but for my pile 2s, that in a past life, you might have been a queen, or were born into royalty. And so it's just who you are. It's just your essence. That is what lights you up. That is why you are here. You are here. this even is coming up, is you could be an interior designer because making things beautiful brings you joy. Or maybe you're thinking about getting into the industry. Or you just love the domestic arts. And anything that you do in the domestic arts brings you joy. So I know that's very specific, but if you're wondering, like, why do I love all this opulent stuff? And it's probably in your past life, you were born into royalty or you were a queen. Okay, let's move on to the Hierophant. Can I get some clarifiers, please, Spirit, for Hierophant energy? What do my pile twos need to know about the Hierophant? What do they need to know about this? Ten of Swords. Okay, so this is an ending to a cycle when you get the Ten of Swords, but also it is understanding that you have to have alone time to refuel, and there's nothing wrong with that. So because you have that Empress energy for my pile twos, maybe people see you as a extrovert because you like, you know, flashy things. You like to adorn yourself, like you like to be seen. But really, you're an introvert at heart. You love your alone time, because if you don't get your alone time, this is how you feel. You're dead to the world. You feel like you're beaten down, and you get way in your head, right? So like even with this jealousy card coming up, you know, this thief that's trying to steal your joy. It's like what Spirit is saying is that when you get into the Hierophant energy, when you go and you find quiet time, that is how you feel yourself back up. Okay. And so if you're not making time for this, this might be why there's this imbalance of not having the energy. Like for some of my pile twos, you know that opulence makes you feel good. You know that your home makes you feel good, but maybe you just don't have the energy to do anything in it. Especially with, you know, the fall season, you know, we change things out and we introduce new scents into our home and we make it more cozy, and maybe you just don't feel like it. It's because you're not taking care of yourself and being alone. And that's why, again, I will always refer back to my planner journal, because that's why I created it, because I want women to give back to themselves. So it's like carving out time every day to go within, and that's what this manifesting moon magic helps. And then also I want to remind you that October, the veil is thin. It is also about opulence and love and beauty, because we're in Libra season, and Libra season is ruled by the planet Venus. And so you have to give back to yourself as a daily ritual. And so that's why I created Manifesting Moon Magic, and then the crystals that go along with it, to help you stabilize your energies and to start your day with intention. So let's move on to the Moon card and see what the clarifiers are there. What do my pile twos need to know about this Moon card? What do my pile twos need to know about this? Okay. 5 of Cups energy. Okay, so again, this is looking at what you have lost. Okay. And you know, when I was talking about like the opulence and what makes you feel good, and if you're feeling like in your finances or in your love house, because money and love are really close ties together, it is because you're focusing on what you've lost and not focusing on what you have. because when you focus on what you have, you're in a state of gratitude. And when you're in a state of gratitude, you attract more things to be grateful for. So this moon is shining a light because that's what full moons do is, she opens up our subconscious mind to see where we are operating from. And because your true essence coming from royalty, if you feel like you're not living the opulent life, the empress energy that you truly want, you might be in this dissatisfied state, and that is a block, right? And so that's why with generosity and receiving and withholding came up in your reading, because when you are generous with being grateful and being in a gratitude state, not saying, oh, I'm grateful because I don't deserve anything better, but just knowing that what you have right now, if you take care of what you have, like even in your home, it might not be the home that you really see yourself, but if you take care of it and you mend it and you put a fresh coat of paint and maybe get some new pillows and add a plant and add a new candle, just that alone will change the energy in your space. Moving furniture around, if something is torn, you sew it. But it is that energy of feeling like I don't feel like doing it, right? Like it's just looking at the 3 cups that have spilled instead of your 2 cups. So it is that little bit of that dissatisfied energy, right? And it's emotional. It because it's cups energy. It's a feeling. It's coming from your emotions that you really want more, okay? You really are desiring more. You know that you're here for bigger things. You know that you're here to live an opulent life. And I don't know why that word keeps coming up, because that's not a word I use. But because this is, whoever's listening to this reading, you probably came from, you've come from a bloodline of royalty. And so that is just one of the words that keeps coming up. And that's where the dissatisfaction is coming from, because in your past life, what you had, and what you have in this life is not matching up to it. So there's this dissatisfaction. And so what Spirit wants you to know, that when you start honoring who you are and knowing that you're here to be highly creative and to create your surroundings and to have beautiful surroundings, that when you start doing those things for you, like I said, whether it's just putting a fresh coat of paint on the wall, cleaning out a closet, you're allowing more space in, because you might have a kink in your hose right now, that cycle of giving and receiving. And it is setting intentions. So in the creative energy, you can see she has the Empress is following her heart chakra, and her eyes are closed. So she doesn't need to see what she's bringing to fruition. She draws it to her because the universe is within her. That is how you're manifesting. So when you believe that the universe is within, in your creativity, what you set in motion, your intentions that you set, this is how you bring it to fruition. And so for my pile twos, what Spirit is saying is that you really need to protect your aura because of this 7 of Swords of deception and jealousy. Protect your aura. Use sage. You can use a smokeless sage. You can also, inside of the bag of crystals, you'll get black tourmaline, and you can carry that with you. You also will have selenite, which helps as well. But you really need to protect your aura. And You know, you can use something like a sage, burn sage around you. If you don't like that smell, then, you know, that's why I recommend the smokeless sage. But also essential oils, like you can use frankincense to help with that. But yeah, it's just about protecting, because there should be no shame in being who you are. Okay, your divine feminine energy is being the domestic goddess and being surrounded by beautiful things. That's just who you are. So that's all I have for my pile twos. I hope this resonated with you. If it did, if anything that came up resonated with you, please leave a comment down below, like and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, but it helps me with getting more traction on my channel. And yeah, so, you know, step into your Cleopatra energy and own that shit. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for being here, Pi 2. Sending you blessings. Hello and welcome back, my pile 3. So if you picked amethyst, this beautiful stone, which is provided by Lucky and Love Crystals, you can get a whole bag of these crystals that I mentioned to go with Manifesting Moon Magic at luckyandlovecrystals.com. And if you're interested in the planner, you can find that on Amazon, and you can go to celiasasser.com and see all of the covers to choose from, but then you will order it on Amazon. So if you were attracted to this beautiful piece of amethyst, it is because you are seeking peace, stability, and calmness in your life. Now, this reading is all about your divine feminine energy and really being your authentic self, who you are at your truest essence, because we are in Libra season, which is ruled by beautiful things, love, and really adorning yourself and feeling your divine feminine energy. Today is Friday, which Fridays are ruled by the planet Venus, which is all about love. And so we're going to go ahead and move on with your reading. I'm going to start with the oracle cards. I'm starting out with the goddess power. I'm going to read from the book with your oracle cards just in case I miss something, because this is an important reading. So for my pile twos, the goddess that showed up is the goddess Bridget, and she is all about a creative spark. Okay, so what I'm hearing for my pile twos is like the fall season. Really, you're really connected to the fall season, and there's something about being outdoors that really sparks your creativity. If you don't know this about you, that's probably why you're seeking peace and calmness, because you haven't been connecting to nature, because that is what brings you the most joy. And so I'm going to read from the book and see what else is coming up. So it says here that the goddess Bridget is inspiration and imagination, which is really great because October is all about manifestation, because the veil is thin in October, so manifestations happen quickly. That's why this planner journal is for October through December. If you haven't gotten your copy, I recommend, so you can start setting those intentions for the manifestation. It says that your imagination are yours to play with right now. You effortlessly connect to your inner creative spark and make meaningful and beautiful experiences for yourself and others. Take advantage of this fruitful time when you are so in tune. It's like taking a magical trip to the land of the fairy, where all that glitters really is gold, and your life seems like a grand artistic gesture. The fairy Celtic goddess of creativity calls you to play in the artistry of your life. your work, and your loves. Bridget is whispering her sparkling music deep in your soul. Are you listening? So for my pile twos, you are very creative and artistic. And that is your divine feminine energy. That's when you feel at most in your divine feminine energy, when you are creating, when you're playing with paints, or if you're singing or dancing or writing. But it's just that creative spark really wakes up your divine feminine energy. And so this is who you are at your essence. And if you're wanting to find, if you're feeling out of balance in that, that is where, if you just go and you buy a canvas and paint, you can tap back into that creative part of who you are. Now, for my pile threes, this is a general read. So you could be someone that knows this and you tap into your creativity all the time. And maybe you do paint, and you know that whenever you're feeling out of sorts, and maybe you're feeling grumpy, or not feeling calm or having peace in your life, you know that you need to go do something creative, whether it's go isolate yourself and go paint on a canvas, go play with clay, make candles, make soap, whatever it is. You are a maker. Okay, so for my pile threes, what brings you most joy is when you make things. Okay, make beautiful creative things. So let's move on to the next card. You got the winged wise ones, angelic help, miraculous aid. Okay, this is very beautiful card. So got a lot of purple here in the reading, which and it goes with this crystal that you picked, the amethyst. Purple is about spirituality, connecting to the spiritual realm. You can see there is a dove, the wing, angelic realm. So when you are creating art as a maker, that is when you connect to the angelic realm. That is when you go into the spiritual realm. Your intuition is at its highest. It is when you are in flow. And so if you haven't been doing that, then Spirit wants you to know that you need to start doing some creative projects. So I'm going to go ahead and read from the book to see if there's something else that Spirit wants you to know with this card. Okay, so we've got always allies and never challengers. So when you get this card, there's never a challenge, it's always support. The winged wise one represents the aid of all the angels. When you enter their realm, know that your sincere prayers will be answered according to the will of the divine. This also represents divine intervention and the potential of miracles to heal and transform as if by magic. Have faith, whatever your circumstances. Heavenly beings are watching over you. The winged wise one gives you a glimpse of the future by offering messages whispered by the wind. These are translated within you as the inspired thought, instantly unraveling the past and revealing the present. Be aware of the higher consciousness in you. This is a time to observe your thoughts through meditation. Who is observing those thoughts? Who is observing those thoughts? That self is kin to the winged wise ones who have come to help you soar. Oh, that's beautiful. So again, this is, talking about meditation, connecting with the spiritual, the angelic realm. And for my pile threes, I believe that when you are creating, when you are in your maker, that is a form of meditation. So if you have a hard time sitting still and meditating and connecting with the angelic realm, when you create art, you are in a meditative state, and that's when you will connect. So there might be there might be a circumstance that you're going through right now where you're wanting peace and calmness. but Spirit is saying find something creative to do. It could even be coloring, right? It's like get a coloring book and crayons, but there's something about you being in the creative state that will connect you to the angelic realm so you can find the peace that you are wanting to call in. So let's go ahead and move on. And let's see what your tarot cards have to say. Four of Emotions, the Wheel in reverse, which these cards you do not read in reverse. So the Wheel of Fortune, and the Nine of Materials. Okay, so the Four of Emotions is, looking at things being half, right? It's like half empty, right? The glass is half full, right? Or half empty. When the glass is half full, you have a different energy. But, it's like she's not looking at the Three of Cups because she wants something more. But what she wants, she's actually sitting in it, this big cup. But she's not able to see it because she's just looking at the Three Cups, right? So this is, cups represent emotions, water, emotions. So, and then even when you look at this card, you can see like there's the cup, but then you can see that there's two women facing each other, and then there's a spark of light there. So that spark of light is the creative spark. So you're in your head too much is what I'm hearing. Your emotions, because you're overthinking the process. Now, the Wheel of Fortune, there are lessons. So you can see that the moon phases surround. So the moon takes us through a cycle, and where you are in your cycle might not feel good right now, but it is through the ups and the downs that we learn our lessons, right? It is through the hard times that we know what we want, okay? And so with the Wheel of Fortune coming up, there is a completion coming. And what Spirit is saying is that when you remove surrender, right? Go back to your divine feminine energy, the essence of who you are, which is a maker. It's a fairy, like it's that fairy energy who likes, like a tinkster, like you like to tinker with things. For my pile 3. So if that resonates with you, that is when you are in your divine feminine energy. That is when you drop out of being in your head, overthinking, worry, and doubt. And now you're in a creative state. And so when you do that, you're at your most abundant self. So we've got the Nine of Materials, and you can see all of these beautiful roses that are just coming through, and she feels free. Like, let me see if I can, there we go. She feels free. She feels expansive. There's no worries. Everything is flowing, right? So for my pile 3s, what Spirit is saying is that you have to have faith and go back into who you are at your core. And at your core, you are highly creative. There is magic that you create. There is magic about what you create. So when you are at your most magical state is when you are tinkering around with things. I see like making jewelry, beading something. It could be painting, it could be crocheting, knitting, molding things. Like when you work with your hands, you are in that most expansive energy for yourself. That is when you drop into who you are at your truest core. I also feel that you are very like your truest core is that you believe, like you believe in the magic. You believe, I see like fairy dust, and it's like, I believe, but it's like right now you're not feeling that, right? It's like because you're attracted to this amethyst and wanting peace and stability and calmness. It's like, you're saying, I believe, but my results are not showing me what, Like, I want this wheel of fortune. I want to feel abundant, but it's not happening for me. And what spirit wants you to know is that the minute that you drop into your divine feminine energy, which is a creative state, it is a state of surrendering. It is knowing that you are fully protected, knowing that your angels are around you, that you will open up that for you. Everything starts to blossom again for you. So I'm going to get some clarifiers here for my pile threes. Spirit, what do you have? What messages do you have for this four of emotions? What is this four of emotions? Three of cups. Okay. So for my my pile threes, yeah, three of cups is about celebrating. And so something happened where it didn't work out the way that you thought. And so that's why you moved into the four of cups. So it's like that energy of feeling good and there's something to celebrate. Let me see if I can move this up because the cards are not okay. It's that, feeling like there is celebration, but then afterwards. Also, this is a general read, so the images that come up, they come out, okay? And so what I just saw is like there was a wedding, and so there was like a lot of celebration. And when we like plan a big party or a wedding or a celebration and we're all hyped up and, it's like, it feels so good. It feels magical. And then when it's over, there's a part of you that feels, like sadness, like a loss that it's done with, because you were so busy looking forward to whatever this was. It's like it feels like a letdown, but it's really not a letdown because it was a celebration. But now it's kind of like you put all of your energy into that. And it's like, now what? What do I do now? Because I just feel like everything feels really empty right now. And I'm being offered things, but it's not the right thing kind of energy. For my pile threes, you also could have collaborated with someone. You could be an entrepreneur and you could have collaborated with someone and the collaboration didn't go as you planned. But what spirit is saying that is the lessons, because whatever you went through is to show you what you don't want to bring into the next lunar cycle. And you're just closer to your abundance instead of looking at it like you're not receiving what you want. You did receive exactly what you wanted. But I do see, like, you can see that this, like the women in here, like they're celebrating. She's got flowers in her hair. I do feel like for my pile threes that you feel at your best when you're surrounded with others, when you are collaborating, when you're working together. And so maybe a part of you feels a little bit of a discord because you're not connecting with people like normal, with everything that's going on, feeling a little bit isolated and just, when we feel like our everyday, what's the word I'm looking for? Your everyday activities, like you have your everyday routine and then it's abrupted. And so then it's kind of like, well, what do I do now? But what spirit is saying is to get creative because it's not over. Whatever this is, it's not over. You are the maker. Okay. You're magical. You put fairy dust on everything. So it's like, look at the bigger picture. Know that everything that is happening has been divinely guided to protect you, right? So if we're looking at what didn't happen and we're thinking that it happened to us, we don't realize that we're protected, and it was the divine's favor pulling us out, so we don't have to experience what was coming up because it wasn't for us. Okay. This could be also that maybe you're watching somebody else celebrate and you believe that you should have been a part of that celebration. Again, I'm going over a few scenarios just because this is a general read. But when you get back into your creative spark energy and you connect with nature and even connecting with water, going near a body of water and really understanding that you are a maker at heart, that when you are creating, that is when you are connected to source energy. That is when you are tapping into the angelic realm. So I'm going to ask for some clarifiers for this will. What does my pile 3 need to know about this wheel of fortune? The wheel in this deck is just called the wheel. Clarifier, please, Spirit. What does my pile 3s need to know? Okay, so we've got the Devil and the 7 of Wands. Again, this is that detaching from disappointment and like you were working hard, right? It's like you've been growing, you're protecting what you're growing, but there's that element of frustration. And then we've got the Devil card, which is like patterns. These are patterns that show up whenever things aren't as we thought, right? Like when we have high expectations and then we feel like we've been let down, it's like that it's those old patterns, those old limiting beliefs that keep popping up, right? And they cause a lot of frustration with this 7 of Wands. But what Spirit is saying with the will, because when I was talking about you're going through a cycle, you're moving out of this. You're learning how to not go to those same patterns again. And those patterns are very sabotaging, right? They put you back into this 4 of Cups energy where you start feeling like you're not part of the group. You're not part of the celebration. What's wrong with me? Why didn't I make it work? Right. And so that's where Spirit is saying is that welcome this will energy and know that you're completing a cycle. You're completing a cycle because you're not going to go back to that pattern. Be aware of it. So like when I talk about manifesting moon magic and it's got the journal part in it, that is when you tap in, you check in with your emotions in the 5 pillar section, and then you write about those emotions that are coming up. What are those patterns that you have on repeat? Because those patterns are what makes you feel anxious. Those patterns are what robs you of peace and the feeling of stability. It is that energy of not being deserving or worthy of, and this is an illusion, right? And so that's where you might be feeling that energy because with the winged wise ones coming forth is they want to show you that you are protected. And this is only to show you what you need to let go because you can't bring this into another lunar cycle. This is something that you need to drop away from. And when you trust that you're a maker and you trust that when you are creating, you are connected to source energy, you understand that everything that was given to you in the non-physical is the magic that's bringing you closer to your manifestation, because it is in the belief of knowing that image that was given to you when you started creating, painting, drawing, jewelry, whatever it is, that is your alchemy, that is your magic. And so there is a bigger picture that you need to tap into. And so when you are connected to source energy, everything that you've been given from the divine is a gift. and it is for you to follow through. And if somebody is over here celebrating something and you feel like you weren't included in the party, it's because that is not your path. Okay, that is not your path. And what Spirit Divine has done is they sent the winged wise ones to come and scoop you up to protect you from this. So let go of these old addictive patterns of feeling like you're being left out or feeling like you're not worthy of, because at your core, your divine feminine energy is the maker. And so you might find that whenever you're creating, you attract a lot of people. And some of these people don't have your best interest, right? And they support you when you're creating, but then it's like you feel left out, right? Like they're not helping you bring it to fruition. And what Spirit is saying is that gift was given to you. That was something that was given to you to bring to fruition. And it is through learning these lessons and letting go of these patterns, these addictive patterns of self-doubt or, negative, speaking to yourself negatively, or feeling left out or feeling isolated, or whatever those patterns are that come up, and getting frustrated and, feeling like you've got to protect yourself. You are moving out of that because you've got the 9 of materials. Okay, so on the flip side of that, your abundance is coming in. You're going to realign to your divine feminine energy, and you're going to start giving growth to new seeds. Look at all of these seeds here. Beautiful, expansive energy. It is coming. So trust that you are fully protected. Whatever this is of feeling left out, whatever, because this is a general read. If it was a one-on-one, and be able to be more specific, but know that you are being led to your 9 of materials. Let's get some clarifiers on this 9 of material, Spirit. What do my pile 3s need to know about the 9 of materials? No, not that one. Okay, what do my pile 3s need to know about the 9 of materials? What can they expect? Justice. Boom. Boom. So whatever this is, and you're walking away from it, at the bottom of the deck, it's 8 of Cups, you are walking away from it. So for what I just heard is for my pile 3s. Now, again, this is a specific message. It's not going to resonate with everyone, but somebody here had a creative idea. You had a creative idea, and maybe you collaborated with someone, you brought it, maybe it was at work, maybe you came and somebody else is taking credit. Somebody else took credit for what you created. Somebody else is celebrating for something that you did, okay? And so, you're upset, you're frustrated, and, maybe there's some addictive traits that are coming up, like maybe your go-to patterns that you do, whether it's like, oh, I'm going to go drink, or I'm going to go smoke, or, maybe you gave up sugar and now I'm going to go eat a cake, or it's like this self-sabotaging, destructive energy that whenever you get frustrated, it's like a go-to, but you're completing that cycle, because what Spirit is saying is that why you experience this is because it was just a test, so you could be aware of those patterns, so you can let go of them. You're not going to bring them into the next lunar cycle, which is a total win, because when you understand that, that's when your abundance comes in and justice will be served. Now, this is very specific for someone who's listening to this from pile 3, but whatever this is, know that justice will be served. So if somebody is making a fool out of you, someone is, not trusting your heart because with the creative spark with Bridget, you know, she is a very loving, nurturing energy, very open, like wears her heart on her sleeve kind of energy, trusting, very trusting, and just really believes that you can trust in people. And so maybe for my pile threes, you trusted the wrong person. And this person, you know, they were jealous of you. Okay. They know who you are at your truest core, your essence, because you shine that light. You shine that because you're also, for my pile threes, being in the connected to the fairy realm, you're also connected with the angels. You're very spiritually connected. You're highly protected. And, you know, some people can sense that. And, you know, you might hear things like, oh, why are you always so happy all the time? Or why do you always think everything is going to work out? And, you know, it's like, this is that very low, low vibrating energy, like self-destructive, just, you know, very low frequency. And so for some of you who is listening to this, my pile threes, you know, these people might want to pull you down to this. This is a life lesson. Whatever this is, these people might want to pull you down from your joy, from expanding. They want to pull you down and have you feel frustrated so they can knock you off course. But if you understand this is only a test, then you receive your abundance and justice is served. Like everything is working out for you. It's in the faith of knowing that your divine feminine energy is at. You don't have to give up who you are, is what Spirit is saying. Don't lose that essence of yourself, that innocence, that purity, that loving, compassionate person that you are, because of this situation, because this was only to teach you something. And know that whoever has done you wrong, or whatever situation that's come up that's made you feel the way you do, it will rectify itself and justice will be served, because you're walking away from that. You're walking away from that emotional baggage. Okay, so that's all I have for my pile threes. If you resonated with this reading, please leave me a comment down below and let me know. Also, hit that like button, hit subscribe. That helps me out with my channel. And if you are interested in getting your copy of Manifesting Moon Magic so you can start connecting to your higher self and showing compassion and self-love, you can get that on Amazon, and you can pick up the crystals, the bag of crystals from Lucky and Love Crystals. So thank you so much for being here, and have a blessed day, my pile threes. Welcome back. If you chose pile 4, this reading is for you. So if you were drawn to this piece of rose quartz, it is because we are in Libra season, which is ruled by Venus. It's all about matters of the heart, love, your heart chakra. And then we also are experiencing the energy even more so because today is Friday, and Fridays are ruled by the planet Venus. So let's go ahead and move forward with your reading. I'm going to start with the oracle cards. The first card is going to be the Goddess Power Oracle, and then I will be the next card will be Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. And I'm going to read from the book because this is all about your divine feminine energy and who you are at your deepest core essence. So what do we have? We have Alliance, the goddess Hera. I think that is an H. Goddess, I'll see it in the book, is about alliance. So for my pile fours, if you pick this pile, it is because you are someone that is very loyal and you do form alliance with your tribe. When you are in a community, when you have your tribe, when you have your people, that is when you feel in your most divine feminine energy. That is when you feel like the goddess, because you are surrounded by people that you love and that love you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and read from the book so I can get the direct message if what Spirit wants you to know about your divine feminine energy. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Nope, that's 22. Not that page. Give me a second here. Sorry about that. Okay, so we've got the Greek goddess, it is an H, Hera, wife of Zeus, knew intimately that positive alliance led to great power. At this moment, you are magnetized to receive aid from people who have greater wisdom and can help you to the next level. Perhaps it's a member who appears or someone in the know. Making connections with others and finding strategic partnerships are favored right now. As you explore the nature of becoming empowered by association, this works well with you having a healthy sense of self-worth. And if you are able to learn without diminishing yourself in any way, right now, Hera is supporting you to form beneficial alliances for the greater good of all. When called to action or faced with a decision, ask, how does this benefit me and how can I serve the highest good as a result of this connection? You may also be called to give help to another who needs your mentorship. Give freely, for only good will come of it. This is a wonderful time of all manner of connection and collaboration. Yes, so for my pile fours, like I was saying, you feel most in your divine feminine energy when you are with your tribe, when you form an alliance, when you collaborate, when you're building something together with a community. This is what brings you joy. This is what lights up your heart chakra. And so even forming an alliance with yourself, right? Tapping into your self-worth, believing in the warrior that you are, being ruled by the planet of Venus, this energy right now. Your divine feminine energy is leadership. Okay, so when you give to others from your wisdom and show leadership, that is when you are at your divine feminine energy. Okay, so let's see what it's the Diamond Dreamer. And it says material wealth, true prosperity. Wow, that's beautiful. An abundant card. There's abundance coming your way. You can see the Diamond Dreamer, the goddess is coming through. There's the pharaoh dogs here, the urn, and then there's amethyst crystal in the background. So for my pile 4, you might be an entrepreneur. You've been working really hard on something. You formed alliances with other people. And Spirit wants you to know that when you are coming from a place of authenticity and integrity, and there isn't any game playing, any dishonesty, or using other people for your benefit, that is when the Diamond Dreamer brings in your material wealth. Okay, so for my pile 4s, I'm also hearing is that sometimes you you get into your strategic mind and you look at everything like a chess piece. And sometimes people don't like to be treated like chess pieces. They are human, and although they are there to support you, they don't want to be a part of your chess game, if that makes sense. Now that's very specific, but that is what's coming up, and Spirit wanted me to share that because you are at your most magnetic when you are with community. But when you are out of alignment is when you get too strategic about your planning and you use other people as your pawns, okay, is what I'm hearing. So when it comes from love, because you did pick this rose quartz, when it's coming from love and really truly wanting to support another person, that is when your material wealth and true prosperity comes in, okay? Because you are used to being around wealth, okay? For my pile fours, you are used to being around wealth. And so you know that you're deserving of it, but sometimes it's at the cost of the people around you. So Spirit is saying that when you form alliance coming from love, this is when you open up those floodgates. Okay, so let's move on. Oh, let me read from the book of the Diamond Dreamer. See if there was something else that I missed that Spirit wanted you to hear for my pile fours. Okay, so we've got when the Diamond Dreamer arrives, he represents the successful manifestation of the unseen into the material. Okay, I thought it was a goddess there, but I guess it is oh yeah, I can see now he's got facial hair. Okay. So again, it is October, or October is coming up, and October is the month of manifestation. It is when the spiritual realm is, the veil is thin and manifestations come to fruition at a quicker pace. So if you haven't gotten your copy of Manifesting Moon Magic Planner Journal, I have one of them right here. If you haven't gotten a copy, they're available on Amazon. And then also you can pick up your crystals to work with the book at Lucky and Love Crystals. But know that October 1st is a heightened time, that whole month of October, to set those intentions and really call in your prosperity. Okay, so it says, when the Diamond Dreamer arrives, he represents the successful manifestation of the unseen into the material. Be sure you truly want what you think you desire, for this ally will commit to getting it for you. All manner of conditions will flow around you. Messages from Spirit will serve to guide you towards achieving your heart's desire. If you want a house, you will be led to it. If your priority is a new job, with the right continual steps, you will achieve this. If you desire a more harmonious relationship, the measures needed to create this will be obvious. A project finally pays off. Material gain and positive financial shifts may also be on the way. You will indeed see the tangible results of your ambition. The Diamond Dreamer also serves to guide you to appropriate choices so that the unseen is awakened to move mountains on your behalf. Positive communication is now possible in all of your relationships. Wow. So for my pile fours, you've got some abundance ready to flow in, but again, it's dropping into your heart, right? It's like forming those alliances with your tribe. So for my pile fours, your divine feminine energy is when you step into leadership. This is definitely an entrepreneurial energy. This is somebody that's creating a business on their own, and is leading other people to do the same. So yeah, so you are in your essence of your divine feminine energy is leadership. Okay, it is in being, but not from a place of the ruler, like I was talking about, and using people as your pawns and chess pieces, but coming from a place of we all go together. We're all coming together, right? It's like I'm taking you with me and we're forming an alliance and we're working on this together. So this is very specific. Again, this is a general read, so take what resonates and leave the rest. But for somebody who needed to hear this, that is the message for you. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to your, got the Chariot, Awakening, and the Star. Wow, 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 wow. So yes, this is very much leadership, influencer, entrepreneurial kind of energy. And so it's got all major arcana cards here. So for my pile fours, yes, you are here to do big things. You are here for a prosperous life. You are here for wealth. You are here to lead, okay? And so you are taking action with the Chariot. It's taking action, but it's also staying true to yourself, okay? So this awakening energy is whatever you're creating, again, going back to this alliance card, being true to you, being true to your heart, not being so strategic where you lose yourself. Because with the Star card coming here, this is about wishes coming true. This is being seen in the limelight, but sometimes greed can happen. Sometimes our head gets too big, okay? So you have a lot coming for you, but when you stand in your leadership and it comes from the place of love and integrity, that is when the doors open up for you. So I'm going to get some clarifiers here because this is awesome for my pile fours. You've got some big things coming in, but know that your divine feminine energy is stepping in leadership, but in a collaborative way, not being the ruler, okay? Is what I'm hearing. Is you're not the ruler, you're the leader. So you're taking everything that you've learned and you're sharing it, but you're also being compensated, right? It's not coming from a place of not being worthy of being compensated, but your divine feminine energy is leadership and innovation, okay? So when you come at standing in your divine feminine energy, it's a softened because you're innovating, you're creating, right? And so sometimes when we get into that leader energy, we can step into more of our masculine, which takes us out of alignment and can cause this get it going to your head kind of energy. So let's get some clarifiers on this Chariot card. What do my pile fours, too many cards, Spirit. What do my pile fours need to know? What do my pile fours need to know about this Chariot card? Can we please get some clarifiers? What do my pile fours? I've got two. Wow, you got Judgment, which is awakening. You've also got the Wheel of Fortune, and you've got the Seven of Swords. Okay. So for my pile fours, you know, we've got Judgment twice. Okay. So this is Spirit saying that the decision is there. This is going to be the outcome. They really want you to understand that when you awaken and you are coming from a place, let me see if I can pull these cards up here so you can see. When you are coming from a place of being connected to the spiritual realm, being connected to who you are at your core, knowing that everything that is connected internally is a manifestation outwardly. Stay connected with that. Okay, don't get into your head and like this alliance, this leadership, like everything is coming to you, and it's coming in quickly with this Chariot card. But the decision that comes, that is what Spirit wants me to know, is the outcome will be from the decisions you make. Okay, so if you want the material wealth and you want the prosperity, be careful about how you are treating others. Okay, be careful about how you see others that are supporting you, or how you're trying to form this collaboration. Okay, because when it comes from being, because what we have here is the Seven of Swords, which is very sneaky energy. So taking action but having ill intentions, the decision you will get is not going to be material wealth. Okay, now this is specific for someone. Again, this is a general read, but like if you are somebody that, like, let's say, you know that your alliance is with your tribe, and when you connect to people and you're in community, that's when you feel that you're in your divine feminine energy. When you are the leader and people are listening to what you have to say, that is when you feel. But if there is intentions that are dishonest or like sneaky, I'm hearing this like being sneaky, like being very what's the word I'm looking for, manipulative, but just and knowing what you're doing is out of alignment. So the decision that what you will receive is the only outcome. And you've got two judgment cards here. So Spirit is really wanting you to pay attention to this, because you also got the Wheel of Fortune. So this is a time of elevation for you. This is when you are going to be your most prosperous, because you are the leader and people look up to you. But when you use people as pawns, you will, the only outcome will be from the judgment from how you show up. And that's specific for one person, because I know that with social media, because this is an entrepreneurial energy with social media, there is this feeling of like you have to compete, or you've got to win at all stakes, and you've got to be, but when you're coming from a place that's out of alignment, what is on the other side for you, what you are deserving of, is not going to show up, which is your Wheel of Fortune. Okay. This also could mean that, you're going through another life lesson, right? You're going through an awakening. Something happened where your plans and hopes didn't work out, because this is a general read. And this is just another life lesson, because you are going through an awakening. You are being taught that everything is inwards. It's not external. It's not how great you move the pieces on the chessboard. It is how you are taking care of your core essence, the truth of who you are. And so Spirit is wanting me to share with you that you are a person of light. Okay, you want to call yourself a light worker or a healer, but you come from a point of entrepreneurship and a leader. So you're connected to source energy, right? It's like her crown chakra in this card. You can see with the star card, her crown chakra is open and she's receiving messages from the divine. And then you can also see that her heart chakra is open. It is open to the messages from divine. So when you look at the Alliance card, like, she's beautiful, right? She knows her worth, but don't let it get, like, this is very influencer energy. So know that it's coming for you. What you're working on, it's on its way, it's coming, but be very careful on how your strategy. Okay, let's move on and see what the other clarifiers are. What's the clarifier for this awakening card, Spirit? What do my pile fours need to hear about this awakening card? For their divine feminine energy, to keep them connected to their divine feminine energy and out of this masculine warrior type. Okay, both of these cards. Okay. All right, so we've got the 10 of Swords and the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so there's a completion here there of, the 10 of Swords. Also, what Spirit is showing me is that, when we were talking about this 7 of Swords energy, if you're not intentional about how you are showing up, this is how it can leave you feeling. Also, with the 7 of Pentacles, you've been working really hard. There's been frustration. You might feel burnout. There might be that feeling of burnout and frustrated because you feel like I've been working so hard. I've been doing everything. I've been connecting with people and nothing is working. And what Spirit is saying is you're out of alignment. Spirit wants you to really check and see where you're out of alignment. Where are you out of alignment here? Because with this 7 of Swords, also, again, this is a general read. So, if you are have formed alliance and you have done the inner work and you're taking action, be aware of maybe there's somebody around you that is trying to take what you've created. Okay, but know that you will be protected because you formed alliances with people. If you are, 7 of Swords can also be about gossiping and just, like not saying nice things about people. And so be very careful. Spirit wants you to know, be very careful about how you speak about others, okay? Because you're completing a cycle, but you've got 2 judgment cards. So if somebody is speaking ill will about you, judgment, under the circumstances, you will get what you deserve. But it's awakening to how you are showing up. Spirit really wants you to be more present. Okay, you really need to be more present in this because you are a leader. Okay, and there's this influencing energy. And okay, so for my pile fours, what else? No, this is a lot. Tell me more about this star card. Okay, 9 of Pentacles. Yep. Your money's coming in. Your money's coming in. And you've got the Page of Cups. So good luck is coming. Good luck is coming. Trusting your intuition. So for my pile fours, know that if you are an entrepreneur or you are in a leader position, you might not be an entrepreneur. Again, this is a general read, but maybe you work for a corporation and you were chosen to be the leader, and you have a lot of strategy. You have to form alliances. Be careful about the alliances and be careful about what you say, and don't get caught up in the gossip mill. Really don't waste time. Like that's what I'm hearing. It's like this 7 of Pentacles is you've been working and you're feeling like no matter what you do, like, you know, it's like you're just exhausted, but it's an ending of a situation. You know, this could be a relationship also. You could be very much so the leader in a relationship and you think you know everything, and maybe your partner doesn't feel supported and feels like, you know, that you always have like one foot in the door and one foot out the door, and you're just exhausted. But if you're being true to yourself, then you'll walk away from this cycle and you'll step in what is rightfully yours. So I hope this resonates with my pile 4. I know this was a lot, but the energy I'm feeling right now is very much in my head. My head hurts right now. So I do feel like for my pile 4s, you have been in your head, really strategizing, being really in that masculine energy. And your divine feminine is being the leader, but coming from a place of compassion. Think of the rose quartz, coming from a place of dropping in your heart. Just because you drop in your heart does not make you weak, does not make you not a good leader. So be careful about that. So for my pile 4s, that's all I have for you. Abundance is on your way. Just be careful and think about how your strategy, how your strategy is working. I don't know why that's just the word that keeps coming up. But for my pile 4s, this is all I have for you. And always remember, you're a leader, you're a star, and your inner heart is what takes you through and moves mountains for you. Okay, thank you so much for being here. Again, leave a comment and like and subscribe. And I will see you the next time. Blessings.